Okay. The record button has been hit. We are
the
first week without football because we have to wait the week.
Yeah.
So
it's okay.
We have plenty of time to talk about that, but I wanted to start this off something else I don't know. I mean, everybody's probably going to turn it off as soon as I start talking about it.
Okay.
Because I think that's what they just do in general. Anytime baseball is brought up.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Maybe all 7 of their fans in the country will listen to this podcast because that's what baseball is now. And I am
you're a baseball fan
guy.
Yeah, so you like baseball.
But, sorry, I'm getting choked up. I'm sure you saw what happened.
Yeah.
Nobody gets into the Hall of Fame this year.
Not a person.
Fucking nobody.
Yeah.
And, all right, so you have your steroid guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I know people fall on different sides of the fence of that or whatever, however you feel about that. And then you have Curt Schilling. And a lot of people say borderline Hall of Famer. What he did in the postseason alone is Hall of Fame career.
Yeah.
He's not getting in because he's a jackass.
Yeah.
And they have the baseball writers have a clause in there a character clause. It has nothing to do with how he's playing.
Yeah,
basically, every time he opens his mouth, he just says stupid shit.
Uh-huh.
Like if he didn't have Twitter and stuff like that, he'd probably be fine. He'd have been in the Hall of Fame a long time ago.
Yeah.
But here's the way I see it, is the writers, because they're the ones that vote on it.
Mm-hmm.
The writers are out there kind of high horsing it we're the protectors of the game.
Yeah.
We're the ones that are, trying to keep it in check. And I'm arguing that they're the ones fucking ruining the game.
Okay. Yeah. I can see it.
It's just, are you shitting me?
Mm-hmm.
Like the biggest thing to do in your career, after your championships or whatever, is like, hey, I want to be a Hall of Famer.
Exactly.
And they're just putting up,
walls.
In the character clause.
I know.
And you can think Curt Schilling's an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he is. I've never met the man.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing probably just an asshole all around.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly. Could stick that in there just in case he's listening. He might be spiteful enough to listen to Small Time Podcast and call him, hey, motherfuckers.
I would love a call from Curt Schilling.
I would too.
We could maybe get some publicity.
Maybe I'll get a vote. Doesn't want to be on the ballot. Oh, and then the writers come out. He says, just take me off the ballot. Send me to the committee that the actual guys that actually played the fucking game will vote on it.
Yeah.
And they said they'd take it into consideration. And now the writers that are keeping him out came out and said, well, we think that's probably against the bylaws. You can't take him out. So basically you want your 10th chance, because it's already happened 9 times.
Mm-hmm.
You want your once-a-year chance to fucking shit on somebody.
Yep.
That's all you're doing. Because you're not voting him in.
No.
And when he gets the executive committee, he's going to get in.
Yeah.
Because those are guys who play the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you won't even let him you won't even let him bow out.
Yeah.
Of like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know. To me, the character clause is just, you have to be a perfect person to get in. You know what I mean?
No, you don't.
No, you don't. But I'm saying, like, the way that they're talking, you do.
That's the way they're talking?
Yeah.
Hey, you know the commissioner that signed it in that black guys couldn't play in Major League Baseball?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he's in there, yeah.
So are we?
Yeah, and I watched the movie The Babe. He wasn't a very good person either.
No, seemed like an asshole.
Yeah,
and people are like, well, he's the greatest player ever. It's like, really?
Nah.
Really?
Nah.
I mean, bunch of athletes back then.
Exactly.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Roldis Chapman on the mound, throwing 103 mile an hour gas at him.
Exactly. His drunk ass would be, he couldn't see anything.
I mean, the high, you're telling me, like, there's been books written, now we'll get onto the steroid thing.
Mm-hmm.
Barry Bonds, Hall of Famer.
Oh, for sure.
Sammy Sosa, Hall of Famer.
No doubt.
Mark McGwire, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say.
No.
Because here's the other one. Nobody watched baseball after the 94 strike because people just got pissed off.
Yeah.
Well, these guys are not playing the game. They just want money. Blah, Nobody's watching. What brought him back to the game? Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa hitting home runs.
Exactly.
And you took all the money.
Yeah.
And then you shit on them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I don't get that either. I don't know anybody. Let's just say you're not a baseball fan. I'm really not that big of a baseball fan.
Yeah.
I'll go to a game. When I go to a game, I don't want to watch a fucking pitcher's battle. I want to watch people hit home runs and get excited. You know what I mean? I want to watch. Yeah. Who the hell wants to watch a fucking no-hitter going into the fucking fifth inning?
I had this conversation at the place I used to work at. I was out there last week, and some old whites were in there.
Yeah.
And we're having this conversation. Obviously, this is before the Hall of Fame stuff comes out. And I'm talking about how baseball is it's dead.
Yeah.
I mean, it just is. And mainly, the one thing that was holding it up is TV contracts.
Mm-hmm.
The bulk of the money in TV contracts are local TV contracts, like Fox Sports Ohio. All the Fox Sports locals are the ones that air the games.
Mm-hmm.
Now with the switch to streaming, like YouTube TV, they're dropping Fox Sports because people don't want it.
Yeah.
Like, hey, we're trying to keep this at $60, and we're not going to force them to take a channel they don't want and make it bump to $65. We're just not doing it.
Yeah.
So those are going away.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and you see that NBC Sports axed because the same thing. The cable cutters, it's just not happening. So it's going away. So we're having this discussion, and I'm a big pro put steroids back in baseball.
Yeah.
And, he's against it. And we're talking about the game's too slow. Speed it up.
Yeah.
You need more action.
There's no way it should last 4 hours.
And his rebuttal was, I like a 1-0 game, a 2-1 game. I like watching the moves that the pitchers make and stuff like this. And the managers and all that, and the cerebral part of it. That's part of the game I enjoy. And I looked at him and I go, how many games you watched last year? 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I don't have time. That's why.
That's why, exactly.
And people say, well, most games are 3 to 3.5 hours. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Most football games are 3 to 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
But there's crazy amounts of action in football. Shit's always happening.
Yeah.
In baseball, it just not.
Yeah. A dude hits a single and we got to wait 30 seconds for him to take all of his shit at first base.
Yeah.
If you can't run with it on, don't bat with it on.
Yeah.
Jesus God. Timeout. This guy's got to take off his forearm, shin guard, his cup. I mean, he's got to take off everything to run to second.
We got to take off this elbow pad because I like to stick it out there so I can get hit.
Yeah, exactly.
So I can get on base.
Yeah. Switch out my helmets too because this one has the thing to cover up my jaw and I can't run with that one on.
Yeah.
What the hell?
And this has come from somebody that loves the fucking game, and I don't watch it anymore. Like, there's going to a baseball game is awesome.
It's awesome. It's fantastic.
And most people, I mean, that's the same way. I don't like hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Going to hockey games is awesome.
Yeah.
But, these times you can't go to baseball games, and you can only watch on TV, and nobody's watching.
Yeah.
And the one thing that the NBA is doing is the NBA, you get their highlight packages. I mean, they're big time social media of you can follow the NBA without watching a single game. You can see all the clips, you can see all the plays. They put that out. MLB?
Nope.
Nah.
Nothing.
We're not putting that stuff out there. Also, if you share something,
they take it down.
They take it down. Them and the PGA Tour.
I
had a post taken down.
Was it after Tiger won his the last major he won? Was it after that one? Okay.
Well, I don't know when it was. But actually it was Tiger Woods thing, and it was when they did the hole-in-one that he made
it. Yeah.
And they did it out of Legos. I put that up.
Yeah.
Fucking get 1 minute taken down.
Nice.
It's like,
okay.
That was him and Legos.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, why do you not want other people like who's paying?
Yeah.
For that.
Exactly.
I mean, like, we can't have this out there because people pay for the rights to do. Who?
Yeah, who?
Who is running that ad?
Mm-hmm.
Baseball, they just. I mean, not to mention, their commissioner, hey, it's just a piece of metal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay. That's a good one.
All right.
So the thing is,
sorry.
Go ahead.
In the Hall of Fame, I've not been to Cooperstown, but I assume there's a listing of everybody who's won a World Series.
Yeah.
Are the Astros on that list?
Yeah.
Because they fucking cheated.
Yeah, that's
Are
a
they in
character
there?
clause.
I bet they are.
I bet they are too.
So,
my thing with all that and MLB and their publicity and all this stuff, they don't try to promote it like you said. But the one thing they can do is they can put people in the Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? That's everybody who has ever played sports or watched sports. They look at the Hall of Fame list because you've always heard of players. Even me being a young guy, knowing who those people are. I never watched them play, but I know they were good at baseball.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you want to see those people go to the Hall of Fame because you watch them play. Nobody watches the preseason games in football, but they watch the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah.
There's something that's tied to there that, that's what you just do. You know what I mean? It's a respect thing. It's you want to watch the people that you grew up watching make it to the Hall of Fame if you liked them. You know what I mean? And they're just ruining it. Ruined it for like the older generation who's watched those guys play as kids.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit anymore. You may have lost a couple fans because you didn't do it,
Yeah. And it just, at the end of the day, it's a fucking museum.
Yeah.
Okay. Barry Bonds is in.
Mm-hmm.
You put him in. All-time leading home run leader.
Exactly.
All-time single season.
Uh-huh.
Up there, the on-base percentage because he got walked. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Batting average in the 350s in that. I mean, okay, write that all on his plaque, and then say questions of PED use.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah,
it's not your job.
No,
the internet exists now. People fucking see it.
Exactly.
I mean,
yeah. The steroids thing bugs me. One, we already talked about. It made the game more exciting.
Yeah.
One, you got people to watch. How? I don't know if I can talk now. I'm not a baseball player. Never really played baseball except when I was little. Does it really? Do you think steroids really makes that big of a difference?
For sure.
Okay.
Or they wouldn't do it.
I understand that. I'm saying, okay, with all the technique of swinging a bat, is steroids going to help that? That's more of my comment on it.
Because
it's going to help you push the ball farther, no doubt.
You'll hear there's a very, like, you look at the pictures of Barry Bonds, you can kind of pick out the.
Yeah, I
so
get
if
it.
you take that date before when you're like, oh, he's very scrawny, he's not doing anything.
Okay.
In that 10 years or whatever, 8 years, 9 years in the league, he'd already won an MVP and was already probably a Hall of Famer anyways.
Yeah.
So will it take a guy that's a borderline AAA MLB guy and make him a Hall of Famer? No.
No, but it'll
will it take Barry Bonds that's a Hall of Famer
make him
that much better? Yeah.
Okay.
And for one, you take a look at Barry Bonds and like Ken Griffey Jr. Ken Griffey, never a shroud of any PED use.
No.
Well, the last 8 years of Ken Griffey's career, it was just injury prone.
Yeah.
162 games.
Uh-huh.
So I think that's a lot of that is steroid because you're talking soft tissue muscle pulls.
Mm-hmm.
Well, steroids kind of help you recover that.
Yeah.
That's kind of their main function.
Mm-hmm.
So if he was on it, maybe that doesn't happen.
Gotcha.
And that's a guy that has 600 and some home runs while missing massive chunks of seasons.
Yeah.
Maybe he's there.
Uh-huh. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's I wanted to really talk about that because a lot of people are like, it doesn't help you. Why take them? Well, I know it helps you a little bit, or you wouldn't do it.
I mean, it for sure does.
Yeah.
Or they wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was like that. Remember Ray Lewis? They talk about that. He's taking that deer antler spray or whatever, and they're like, it's got to be illegal. It's got to be illegal.
Yeah.
The UFC, which has like the most stringent.
Because it's beating the shit out of people.
It's legal to use that deer antler spray in the UFC. And you know why? Because it doesn't fucking work. So people are still shitting on Ray Lewis, but the most stringent testing says it's okay to use because it doesn't fucking work.
What?
I scraped the velvet off of a deer's antler and ingest it, and all of a sudden I'm better.
Yeah.
It's like tiger penis stuff. Like, it's like, hey, you take this tiger penis, you get an erection for 9 hours, and your fucking wife's going to die, but hey, you can fuck like a champion. That should be a shirt.
Fuck like a champion. Fuck like a champion today.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it is bullshit that the writers have that kind of power. You know what I mean?
And none of them could play.
Yeah.
You look at any of the major writers, the Hall of Fame baseball writers, like, motherfucker, you've never played a sport in your life.
Exactly.
Obviously, we have like a local sports guy here. Never played a sport in his life. You just know that by looking at him, but you're right about him.
Exactly.
I understand being a fan and stuff, but you're judging people that are the best at what they do.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just
crazy. It is crazy just to think that nobody gets in.
And they wonder, like, you know, they're spending time talking about, you know, like Trevor Bauer still hadn't signed his contract. He's wanting like $40 million a year and stuff like that. Of like, yeah, you can pay that. And is he worth it? 35 to 40, somewhere in there.
Somewhere in there, yeah.
Starting pitcher. I mean, he just won a Cy Young. But with the way you keep fucking the game up, if people aren't watching, those TV contracts aren't there.
Yep.
And then what are you going to do? And now you have your one, like the New York Yankees, who just paid a whole shit ton of money. That's what they do because they win.
Yep.
They're dumping salary to get under that threshold of the luxury tax.
Yep.
That's, hey, what are we doing? I feel like it's time, and I know we need to move off baseball because most people won't hear this because they've already shut the podcast off by now.
Yeah.
Because it's just too much baseball and nobody cares. But they people that are running leagues, Major League Baseball, NBA mostly, need to look at the NFL and that hard salary cap that they have. If you're not doing a hard salary cap, you're fucking your sport up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I mean, if you have a hard salary cap and the luxury tax goes away and the Florida teams can't make it, then they can't fucking make it. They shouldn't have a team.
Exactly.
I mean, if the Yankees and Dodgers have to support the Pittsburgh Pirates, they shouldn't have a team.
Exactly.
Equal the playing field. You don't have all-star teams. You know?
Yeah.
It's like when they talk about, you know, like LeBron in Cleveland, like the salary cap was what, $82 million?
Yeah.
And they spent $130.
Yep. Exactly.
Well, hey.
Yeah. I mean,
and you can even, if you in the NBA, if you wanted to exempt that out and so you get one guarantee that doesn't count against your salary cap. All right. So if LeBron has a max of $40 million, cool. Doesn't count. You still have 70.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's something to definitely think about. You know, it's especially this year with no revenue. You know, 15% of fans, right? Wasn't that?
Yeah.
I mean, geez, you're not making any money.
Well, think about that. Like the NFL is talking about, it won't go any lower than 175. It's 198 right now. I mean, basically 200. And they're saying we're not getting any revenue. Our salary cap's going to come down.
Exactly.
And I was listening, those contracts that are guaranteed, that's the fucking number.
Yeah.
They don't come down 15%.
Nope.
Figure it out. That's just how it is.
Yeah. Which is why you're going to see a ton of people get cut and, you know, or stay because they can't afford to cut them.
Yeah. I mean, that's just, I don't know. That's my rant on that.
We can transition to football because free agency is going to be a nightmare this year for some people. The last 3 years, the amount of money that's been tossed out at people in the free agency has been the most ever, I think. It was the stat. This year, they're like, nope, that's going to literally go the opposite way.
Yeah.
I remember it was like 2013 or something like that when Denver got DeMarcus Ware, Aqib Talib, and TJ Ward all in that free agency, right? You know, the year after they got Peyton. It wasn't as much. Those three combined was not as much as Nick Foles 2 years ago to the Jags.
Yeah.
Those three contracts were not. Now I know DeMarcus Ware was on the end of his rope or whatever, but those three contracts were not as much as Foles to the Jags 2 years ago.
And that's crazy.
Yeah, DeMarcus Ware's a Hall of Famer. Aqib Talib has the stats to be a Hall of Famer, and TJ Ward was a Pro Bowler a couple years. You know what I mean?
Nick Foles never been a starter.
No, never been a starter.
He's never been able to hold the job.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
He couldn't beat out Mitch. MVP Mitch. He's Nickelodeon MVP.
Nickelodeon. He got slimed, man. How do you win MVP and lose?
And play horribly. The internet's a wonderful thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's free agency of that. That's why I'm so intrigued. I follow a couple guys on Twitter that are like cap guru guys. And it's interesting as shit, man, of like, they'll cut this guy or they trade this guy, but everybody thinks like they just trade away that salary. Well, you still take a cap hit.
Yeah.
Like you're not paying that guy, but you also can't give that money out.
Yep.
So,
yeah, exactly. That's where you're going to get. I mean, the Foles with the Bears is probably the biggest one I can think of because he has a shitload of guaranteed money.
Yeah.
He's obviously your backup because you went with Mitch. You can't cut him because you're probably going to take, I don't know the percentage, but typically it's like 15%. I think.
Yeah, it comes down.
It comes down a little bit per year, but of that cap hit. So you couldn't go sign another competitive quarterback or trade for one like they've been talking they were doing because they can't do it. They can't take on that. Now, they'll probably get Mitch for nothing because they denied his 5 year option. So they'll get him for next to nothing because nobody's going to want to sign him. No. But yeah.
Well, and that brings in, like we've talked about it before, like San Francisco with Jimmy G.
Yeah.
They can't afford not to cut him.
Exactly.
And if there's 49er fans out there, and I'm sure there are that like Jimmy G, because when he played, they went to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But it's $25 million to keep him next year. It's $2 million to cut him.
Yeah.
You can't afford not to cut him.
No.
You have to cut him.
And he has been hurt over half the year in 2 of the 3 years he's been there.
Yeah.
Now, I get it. The year he played, he went to the Super Bowl, but
that was a running game.
Yeah, it's going to be every other year.
But again, with the Patriots, he proved he could throw the ball and win games.
Oh, yeah. And I don't think that was ever the question that he could win. It's can you stay healthy? That's the biggest thing. When you're healthy, you're a pretty good quarterback. You can manage a game. You can hand the ball off. You know when to check. You do all the quarterback things you're supposed to do, but you're only doing that for fucking 8 games.
Yeah.
I need you the rest of the time. So, I get it why they're going to cut him.
Yeah.
They should cut him.
They don't have a choice because he's too cheap to cut.
Exactly. And they're in a win now mode.
Yeah.
When all those defenders those contracts start to get up here in the next 2 to 3 years, they're not going to have to do something with that.
Yeah.
And so they're in a win. This next 2 to 3 year window is their win now window.
And you look at, you thought last year's quarterback market was good?
Yeah, I know it.
This one's nuts. Really good.
This one's good.
And I seen a post, and I think it was Pro Football Focus or whatever. They're kind of a shady fucking outfit, I think. They put a graphic up there. It was like, who's most likely to sign Matthew Stafford? And they had a list of teams. And I said, well, nobody's signing him.
No, they have to trade for him.
They have to trade for him. He's already got a contract.
Yeah.
And, it's like everybody's saying San Francisco 49ers. I don't know that now, granted, that's a win now. If they had Stafford.
Look out.
I don't know what they have.
Yeah.
To trade for,
for him, yeah.
I don't know what he's going to bring. I mean, he's going to a first rounder.
Have to be a first rounder.
Probably just one, maybe some twos or something.
Do you get ESPN updates at all?
Sometimes.
There was one of the writers on there posted 17 different trade scenarios.
Yeah.
For like the 17
I didn't
teams.
See that,
it was good. I read the whole thing today, and it actually, there was only like 3 teams in that 17 team thing that was like giving up the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
Everything that, it was like spread out.
Right.
And if you can get the Texans to take that deal, if you're one of those teams who really want him,
right,
go do it. And I know he's a writer and he has nothing to do with making the trades, but a lot of it were spread out over the next 2 to 3 years and not necessarily all first rounders. It was like a first rounder this year, a high second, and then it was like your 2023 first rounder, and then it was and
you're talking about for Watson?
For Watson, yeah. It was it was just different scenarios and different teams, what they're going to have to do, and I was like,
here's one to think about too, and I might be wrong, but I'm still very adamant that he's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Because, you just can't trade away a guy like that. But the one thing that everybody's talking about of what would it take? But let's just look at, hey, what's their hit if they trade him?
Yeah.
Like they get all these first round picks, so they're going to have a big enough hit to where they can't even fucking sign them?
Yeah, there was one, now in that, I'm just basing it off of that article, there was 5 teams in there that had to give away 3 players. And there was 4 3-team trades.
Jesus.
Yeah. I'm just mixed in with that scenario. There was, somebody gets him, this guy, it was a 3-team trade. We don't see a lot of 3-team trades in the NFL.
No, because you're going to play those guys.
Exactly. So that's really the only one where I'm like, it's not really that realistic because I don't see 3 teams really, buying into that.
Yeah.
Like the one was, I forget who gets Watson. one team gets Watson, and then who was it? It might have been the Raiders.
Okay.
Whatever the scenario, there was picks involved. No, it was the Niners. Sorry, there was picks involved. And then it was the Lions, Colts, and somebody else in there. And so the Niners get Watson, the Colts get Derek Carr, and then the Raiders get somebody else. It was a 3-team scenario, and I'm like, that's not realistic. I don't think the Colts fucking want Derek Carr.
No. Here's in the just me. I'm not a general manager, if anybody's wondering, but just my thought on that, like a Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
If it's a 3-team deal, that other team involved has to be in a different conference.
Exactly.
So he's coming from an AFC team. They're probably not going to want to trade him to an AFC team.
See, that was the other argument.
And if they trade him to an NFC team, that third team to make the deal go is probably not going to be an NFC team because you'd have to go back to the AFC to get him the fuck on the other side.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean it wasn't, some of the trades weren't terrible. It was more my thing. It's not as blatantly as give me your the next 3 year first round picks, your 2s and a player. You know, it wasn't that much of but like I said, there's not a lot of 3-team trades in the NFL.
I mean, there's
4 legitimate trades for him that have the cap.
The Jets,
that have the cap.
The Dolphins are really the top 2 that actually have the shit that we can just give it to you.
That's it. The Jets, was it the Jets or the Dolphins, don't necessarily have the cap.
Yeah,
they would have to cut. They would have to make some happen. Yeah, there was the.
Well, I think the Jets could cut half their fucking roster.
You're a good point. The dude, he broke it up, so he had like the teams not interested,
right?
Or the teams that probably won't be in the trade mix that were part of the AFC South, and then there was ones that don't have the cap hit, and then there was like the 17, and then that was broken up into likely, unlikely. Here are the ones who have the money to do it.
Yeah,
and there was the Jets, the Dolphins, the Jags, the Broncos, and I want to say the Niners were in there. Somewhere in there, whatever. Them and the Steelers were kind of up and down because the Steelers can make money by the way they move things. But but yeah, there was like those were the 5 that could actually legitimately make an offer that would entice the Texans, and they could take on Deshaun Watson's contract. Yeah. So it was a good article.
Yeah,
it was a long fucking article.
You know, they got to take that out of there because the Steelers just signed their future quarterback. So
hey, man.
You never know.
It's not a bad pickup.
No, I don't think 750.
Yeah.
Okay.
First rounder.
You telling me he can't go out and lose games like fucking Mason Rudolph did?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, no shit.
Pretty good chance he's not going to have his own helmet taken away and hit with it.
I mean, I know Ben's kind of a prick when it comes to backup quarterbacks, but which is not his job to.
No, it's not his job.
It's not his job to coach him up, but you
can also not be a cunt.
Exactly. You can give him some advice, and
no, that's all. They don't have to.
Yeah, they don't have to.
Actually,
at all.
No quarterbacks do.
No,
it's just more of a stand next to him and see what he's does.
Doing. Yeah, exactly.
That's what the NFL is. Yeah. But Ben's more of a guy. Oh, you getting the guy here to take my spot? That's who he is. Like,
yeah. But
for some reason, he's a Hall of Famer that feels like he's always on the verge of getting cut.
I know. Like, I don't know why. He never was like, "This is my." No, I mean, you can bring me the fuck you want in.
Hey man, when you didn't get cut.
After rape and a car accident and whatever, whatever else the hell you did.
Like they traded Santonio Holmes basically to prove to you that they'll do anything if you know.
I'm pretty sure he won a Super Bowl MVP.
Pretty big catch.
Yeah, pretty big catch. Yeah. It's stuff like that with the Haskins to the Steelers that it's going to work out. That's just one of those small signings that's going to work out for Haskins and the Steelers.
And that's one of those things too of obviously if Ben's coming back, which by them signing Haskins, they're pretty sure that Ben's coming back.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't sign him before if you didn't.
Nope.
But the good thing for Haskins is you're not going he will play because Ben never makes it through a season. But you're not expected to play.
No.
So once you come here and learn how to be a professional.
Exactly.
In this organization.
Yep.
And you'll get 1 or 2 starts because Ben's going to miss 1 or that's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
But we don't expect you to play.
No,
so
learn.
Just sit here.
Yep. Do what you're supposed to do as an adult and as a professional.
Do what Washington should have done with you when they drafted you.
Yeah.
Of, hey, you only started 1 year. We think this guy's the future.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not throw him into this shitstorm.
Yeah. And let's have his back. And I mean, there was...
Now, granted, he did a bunch of stupid shit.
Yes, he did.
So.
But there was, in my head, 4 organizations where he could have went to straighten himself out. And Steelers, the Pittsburgh's one of them.
And I'm one, and you know how I am. Hey, do not draft a kid if that is his hometown.
Yep.
Do not do it.
Mm-hmm.
But then the one comes out, and I know we haven't even touched on the championship games yet, but I'm sure most people have heard all that shit. We'll get to it here in a little bit. With the Watson thing, and then obviously the Stafford thing, because the Watsons, it's kind of dying out.
Uh-huh. Like I said, you're not...
Hey, nobody's came out and said anything, and I'm not even 100% sure they're allowed to even talk to each other right now.
I don't think they are. I mean, everything's in principle until, March?
I mean...
Yeah.
But the Stafford thing is the big deal of the... And we've said it many times, the Colts makes a lot of sense. Yep. San Francisco, ton of sense.
Yep.
Then you hear all these people like, I'm in Chicago. And that's, Chicago has the shit they could trade.
Yeah.
But everybody keeps forgetting that Nick Foles is still under contract.
Mm-hmm.
If the salary cap's coming down, you can't have $65 million ate up at your quarterback position.
No, and your biggest weapon doesn't want to come back to Chicago. Allen Robinson is pretty much out.
Here's one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. A lot of cap space.
Yeah.
Draft capital.
Yeah.
Can make a deal.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford to the Patriots.
Okay.
Oh, he's got no targets. Well, they got enough money to sign Allen Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all those guys on the defense are coming back next year. Uh-oh.
Watch out. Yeah.
That's,
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you on that one.
I don't think it's a... But I feel like Belichick, he's going to need to do... Because he ain't got enough time to rebuild through the draft.
No.
He just doesn't.
Nope.
I mean, he's in his 60s.
Yeah.
I mean, you have your shitty year so you can accumulate all this shit to make a splash.
Yep.
Well, there it is.
Yep. Go do it.
There it is.
Take it and run with it, and you have Stafford for 2 more years, 3 more years
He's only
at max.
32.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was older than that.
33, maybe.
Okay, fuck. You have him for like 6 more years if you can protect him.
Yeah, if he doesn't get his ass kicked.
Yeah, you got him for a while, so that is a big bargain. And I'm a huge Stafford fan. I think he's a wonderful quarterback. I liked him in Georgia. I liked him, and then the Lions did nothing for him. Back to the we'll go back and forth between Stafford and Watson, but the one Watson trade that made sense for me was in state to the Cowboys.
Were they just going to trade quarterbacks?
They'll trade quarterbacks and picks, but it was the one that actually made sense because that's something to entice the Texans more than any other team that they have.
Bad thing is you got to get Dak to sign that deal.
Yeah.
And he won't.
That would be the only issue.
He shouldn't.
No, he should not. But that, to me, that's, if you're talking players,
right? That's
the biggest player that you can throw out at a team. He's proven that he can play quarterback at a high level. He just has to do it for more than 7-8 games.
With the people that are out there, do you think with the cap going down and what he wants and the guys that are going to be on the market, because basically you have a 0 cap hit, should they just let Dak walk and go sign one?
Yes, they should. I mean, I thought they were going to. I said that from the beginning, but that was if Andy Dalton played well.
Right.
Now, he showed times he could. But, yeah, I mean, I don't think Jones likes Dak, to be honest with you, or he would have offered him a respectful contract. I shouldn't say that. He should have, if he only wanted 4 years, he should have just gave him 4 years and then deal with it after that.
Yeah, but
if you really wanted him.
That's an NFL thing of
I get
they
it.
want your 5th year.
I know.
Of which isn't guaranteed, but
no.
I mean, well, and that's why, because a 5-year contract gets you for 7 because they have the franchise option.
Yeah.
But man, they should. Why would you not let him walk and go after Stafford?
Yeah, I mean, there's big scenarios for him. I mean, I just don't think Jones... I think Jones would be fine if Andy Dalton was his quarterback next year.
I think he would, too.
I really do.
You can pay Andy Dalton $15 million.
And you can go sign everybody else that you want.
And you can go not win like you've been doing.
Exactly.
I mean...
Yeah, I can see them letting Dak walk, and Hell, it may be better for Dak to get out of there.
I think it would be too. I think Dallas is just
it's like a cancer to you. I mean, if you are not a headline guy, they're not necessarily a cancer to you. But look what they've done. I'm not saying Zeke was a perfect human,
right?
But he's gotten away with a lot more shit than he might have at another organization.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and has the trials only 4 games. A lot of people are going to get half the season.
Yeah,
for the shit he's pulled,
Oh yeah.
I mean, or the whole season, I mean, something else other than a slap on the wrist,
I mean, I'll tell you what, he lucked out on his time frame when he chose to pull that girl's titties out. If it would have happened right now, he would have been out of the league.
Oh, for sure.
But luckily, it was like 3 years ago, and it just kind of it was a big deal for like a week. Mm-hmm. But I mean,
yeah, stuff like that, man. Just the Cowboys, they don't know what the hell they are either. So
they're a toy.
Yeah,
they're a billionaire's toy. That's what they are.
Pretty much. Yeah. Another Stafford one. Obviously, I'm a Broncos fan. I would love him to come there and either show Locke how to do it or just get rid of him because he's not the guy.
He's not. You need to cut him. Here's what you are for the Broncos. I don't think, and I'm just because I'm going to shit on John Elway, and I know he's your god.
He's not my god. I watched him play like a season,
Maybe
a game or two, Brian Greasy was my quarterback growing up.
Yeah, there you go. John Elway's never going to draft a good quarterback, ever.
No, he's not.
But what he can do is get like a Stafford.
Yes.
Kind of how he got a Peyton.
Yep. And he can
instantly
do something.
Instantly can do something.
And he's proven that he can draft other positions very well.
Yeah.
Very, very well. So just go get a quarterback that's proven and then run with it from there. That's why they're going to sign somebody. I just hope it's not some like I mean, I like the guy, but don't go sign Ryan Fitzpatrick just to have a backup quarterback. You know what I mean?
Right.
Don't go do that. Get somebody in there that, is good. Please. Yeah. As a fan, please, God. I'm not used to losing this much, and it's been like this for 5 years.
I think maybe we'll do that because obviously we got this week. We'll, talk football. Then we have, the Super Bowl coming next week. That we'll talk about that. And then the week after that, we'll discuss that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to get into the non-football times, which gets a little tough.
Yeah, it's a little, just a little bit.
Because the only thing that'll be on is the NBA, and who fucking cares? We'll talk about, something, but their games don't matter.
No.
But it'd be the getting the printouts.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we'll start doing like McShay and Kuiper. We'll just start doing, because I'm fucking tell you what, Mel Kiper's draft board came out.
Yeah.
Did you see who had number 2?
No.
The Jets taking a fucking wide receiver at 2.
Oh, at Devin Smith?
Oh. No.
Oh.
No. The 170-pound Heisman Trophy winner is who Kuiper. You said Devin Smith.
Sorry, Devontae Smith. Sorry.
Devontae Smith.
My bad.
Who the fuck is Devin? Do they have a white wide receiver?
No, Devin Smith was the Ohio State receiver they drafted a few years ago. Sorry.
But, you lose all credibility to me when you say,
receiver at number 2.
We're taking receiver at number 2.
Yeah.
When all the ones that are putting up all the yards were drafted in the teens.
Yeah.
And you also happen to have a pick in the teens.
Uh-huh. Dipshit.
Get the fuck out of here, Mel. Take your hair.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah, bitch.
And McShay, I've watched his couple YouTube videos he's been doing from home. He sounds like he's drunk all the time. Did you notice that?
I did. And I noticed he was doing some of those college games for the bowl games.
Yeah.
I don't know what that fucker's eating, but he's got to quit eating carbs because he got fat.
But he sounds like he's drunk.
Can't get his
tongue's
straight.
Just got fat.
Yeah, maybe.
So maybe we start doing draft boards like that and then start printing out of who the free agents are going to be, and then we'll guess at who's getting cut. Like,
that'd be
what
fun.
his cap hit is. If you sign Dak, you have to cut Zeke because there's no way you have enough fucking money.
Exactly.
So
yeah, that'd be fun. But I mean, I feel like we're going to see a lot of good players on different teams. Just from all the cap hits and the people probably going to get cut and all this stuff. It's going to be a fun free agency.
Has to be.
One, to see how you can finagle money around.
Yeah.
And 2, of how many All-Stars are not going to be playing for their teams next year.
Lot. Cap casualties.
Oh, yeah.
They said 75's the floor. A lot of people say, I've seen some ex-GMs and stuff like that. They're going like, yeah, maybe 180, but 175 feels like that might be the number of like, you slopped off $25 million to a bunch of teams that have been kicking the can down the road.
Yeah.
Because the salary cap goes up 8% every year.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's tough.
Should be fun. All right. Do you want to talk about football now?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Championship games?
Sure. 35 million people watch the Packers game.
Nice.
How about that number?
That's awesome.
How about that number?
That's fucking awesome.
And that's not even, that's off the bullshit box numbers that they get from cable. Of like, that's not.
No, I don't have cable. I didn't watch it on cable. I really loved the game. One, were the Buccaneers just fucking with us the whole season?
I think it just took that long for them to get.
And it makes sense.
Offensively. I think it took that long for Brady to go from a crossing route progression read to a 3-level back to front.
Yeah.
Instead of front to back like most fucking places do.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, let's look at the one that's probably going to be open instead of looking at the one that takes 8 seconds to get open. First.
Yeah. I tell you what, from watching them, I watched them week 1 against the Saints where they just got demolished.
Yeah.
And then, and I watched them again against the Saints when they also got demolished.
Yep.
That, and nobody talks about it, but that offensive line has gotten so much better. I mean, Brady was getting hit all the fucking time, taking a ton of sacks throughout the whole season. And it was like these last 5 weeks. It was like, okay, they can actually block. Oh, they're going to be in trouble. Teams are going to be in trouble if he has those 6 seconds to throw the ball deep.
And I know people will come out and shit on his interceptions.
Yeah.
2 of them were basically punts. They were on third downs that he was trying not to get sacked. And
through it.
The Packers got the ball like inside the fucking 20.
Yeah, and obviously didn't do shit with it. So
I mean, one of them was bad, led to a score. Then the next 2 were they were punts.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with those.
No.
It's an interception, so everybody's like, what's going on?
So they're going to say, what's wrong with Brady? But I'm going to tell you what, he is ripping that ball.
Oh, my God.
He's 43 years old.
Yeah.
He signed a 2-year deal.
Yep.
It'll be a 1-year guarantee. They pick up the option on the second year, whatever they work out. I don't think we've seen the last contract for Tom Brady.
I don't think we have either.
Because I think he plays next year.
Yeah.
And I think he plays the year after that. In his mind, and obviously I don't know him, we don't talk that much, but if he can play till he's 50, I think he would play till he's 50.
I do too, man.
I just feel like that's just who he is.
Yeah, he's fucking father time, but it's been incredible how he has been able to, one, stay healthy.
Yeah.
Stay healthy, and I don't necessarily mean, he's like, knee or ankle, but he has thrown a lot of passes in his career, and it still looks fucking sweet when he throws it. And it's always on the money, and it's a slant, it's a crossing route, it's a fucking deep post, it's a street, it's every route, it's fucking on the money.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And I love the fact of when it comes out after they win that game of NFC 1 year has as many NFC championships as Drew Brees and Aaron Rodgers.
Yep. That's tough, man.
And I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan.
Me too.
I haven't always been. I mean, obviously he's fantastic, but since he started doing that Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, I think he picked up a lot of fans who are like, hey, this guy's kind of funny. And he's
exactly. He's not a dick like everybody.
Yeah, everybody just assumed he was a dick.
Yeah.
I think there's quite a few people, media members that just, and there's still a lot, like you can tell media-wise, especially at like the ESPNs and stuff, that he goes on McAfee's show for like 50 minutes and they can't get an interview and they can't fucking live with, like he won't come on their show, so they just shit on him, which is awesome in its own right, but a little petty also, but the fact that Brady is just at 43.
I know it. And like, I don't know what it is. And I don't know. I mean, obviously Aaron Rodgers is fantastic.
I want to get on that too, a little bit of everybody ripping Aaron Rodgers after the game about how he's shitty, he's overrated, he's over. I just put the question out of that team. Look at the team.
Yep.
Put Andy Dalton on that team. How many games they win? 5?
Yeah, not a whole lot.
Put Dak Prescott on that team. How many games they win?
Not much.
7?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
I mean, people that they're just like, well, he's just overrated.
Yep.
Slow your fucking roll.
Exactly.
Watch the game.
Not overrated at all. Not overrated at all. I mean, the dude's fucking, Here's my stat. Devontae Adams, 170 targets this year.
Yeah.
3 or 6 drops.
Yep.
Okay. Pretty fucking good. The rest of the receiving core, 167 targets.
Yeah.
You're only throwing to one guy. Eventually, that's going to run out.
Scantling?
Yeah.
Drops half the passes
exactly.
that he's hits him in the chest.
Yeah, and Lizard, he can't stay healthy on the field to do anything, and he's a big fucking target. If he was out there, maybe that makes a difference. You know? You just started developing this tight end, and he's proven to be okay.
Bob Tunyon had 12 fucking touchdowns.
Exactly. I mean, it's... Stop with the overrated.
50, did he... I don't think he had any drops.
No, he was like 50 for 50 or something like that.
I mean, that was just crazy.
Crazy, amazing. But, you know, it's shit like that people don't realize. He's throwing to one fucking guy.
Yeah.
I'm going to double cover him and let Scantling try to make something out of it. If he's going to burn me once, he burns me once. He's not going to do it again, you know?
Well, and if he does it twice, he'll catch one of them. Because that's his go rate. If you watch the games, there's been, over the last 8 weeks of the season, 6 of those games, there's been 2 deep passes per game to him that have hit him in the hands, and he only catches one.
Yeah. Yeah, or
he catches one and he fumbles it, and it causes you to lose a game.
Exactly. And I don't want to. It's not all on the receivers, Aaron Rodgers.
No,
I don't think LaFleur knows how to call plays from behind.
He doesn't know how to coach.
I'm with you on that as well after that game, but I honestly don't think he knows. His offense is a run first, play action offense. He doesn't know how to call plays from behind. You can't just continue to do play action when you're down 3 scores.
Yeah.
You got to let him do his thing. Let Aaron Rodgers take over a drive one time.
Yeah.
You got to be able to do the wiggle room. It's not, you can't do that. You can't continue to call screens, and you can't set up you can't have a 4-play progression when you're down 3 scores.
No.
You can't have a fake, a jet sweep, then your play action with a deep shot. You can't do that when you're down 3 scores. It takes time off the clock. You got to be able to let Aaron Rodgers do what he's done and go let him down there and score.
And let's just go with this. Let's shit on LaFleur. Okay. We're not even getting to the end of the game yet. We're going to start with the end of the half.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody hates their defensive coordinator. All their fans have hated him for
the 2 years,
that he's been there.
Yeah.
Because their defense is not good.
No, and they have studs on their defense.
It's just not good. So, that call happens. The fucking play a 1.
Yeah.
Playing a cover 1.
Uh-huh.
What are you doing?
It's the end of the half.
In the half. 6 seconds left. They don't have any timeouts left.
No. Just fucking drop back.
At best, they can throw a 8-yard out and try to kick a 50-yard field goal.
Exactly.
On time. It's got to be out of bounds.
Yeah.
And there's no, you got 40 seconds.
Yeah.
It's a rush.
Mm-hmm.
You're at a rush opportunity. So the fact of, one, your cornerback, why he's shading your inside shoulder is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But secondly, he can only catch a 10-yard pass, and he can't get behind you. That's the only rules.
Yeah.
Because even if it's a 10-yard pass with 6 seconds, you're still borderline on if they got out fast enough.
Yeah.
So take that into effect. They get beat deep because everybody, Scotty Miller's white. They don't think he's fast.
Yeah.
And he just runs by people every week.
He does.
Maybe they'll learn.
Maybe.
So they shit on the defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
But that's the head coach's fucking job.
Yeah.
When he calls that in, you're listening on the headset.
Mm-hmm.
You come in and veto that and say, nope, shell up and push it back, boys. Because what are we doing?
What are we doing?
They're not going to throw it in. Now, if they throw a 20-yard pass in the middle of the field and you fuck up a tackle and they get a touchdown.
Yeah, that's on you. Yeah, that's on you. You were playing what you were supposed to be playing.
We're not guarding 15 yards down the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Not happening.
Mm-hmm.
But, their safeties were up jumping crossing routes. So.
Yeah. That was stupid. That lost them the game.
100% did.
Lost them the game.
Then you come out and you have that fumble.
Yep.
You have 14 points.
Yep.
The fumble is what it is. You just can't have a turnover like that. But you have 14 points that were unnecessary.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Tampa did nothing the rest of the second half.
No. Absolutely nothing. No. Couldn't do a thing. But it's everybody was like, well, Aaron Rodgers lost in the game. Coach lost in the game on the last drive. Fuck no, they didn't.
No.
You don't lose games.
He lost at halftime.
Exactly. It's the whole fucking game. How many you didn't score off of 2 turnovers, and even if it's 3 points, you didn't score off of those.
Here's one. Then the second one going for 2.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
It was way too. It's way too early in the game to be chasing points.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? If you didn't, 7-point game instead of 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
mm-hmm.
And now we can look at the one, where they get that field goal. You're not going to kick field goals and beat them. Devontae dropped that pass.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
tough.
That's just the way it goes.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard on my way home the Monday, it must have been, and Max Kellerman was on.
Okay.
And basically he was shitting on Rodgers for being terrible.
Yeah, which that's just what
I don't understand.
He's the new Skip Bayless, and it's terrible.
That's kind of what he is. But he was talking about you couldn't even get that 2-point conversion. Say, hey, did we realize that ball hit that guy in the fucking hands?
Yeah.
And he dropped it?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to talk about that.
Your 4th wide receiver.
It's the Aaron Rodgers didn't get the 2-point conversion, not the, he hit that guy in the hands. After it was tipped, it hit him in the hands.
Yeah.
And he dropped it.
Mm-hmm.
Now that if he catches that, now we're talking about a whole different fucking ball game.
Exactly.
Now we'll get down to the crux of the matter.
Okay.
What the fuck? Kick a field goal so you still have to score a touchdown.
Yeah. What the hell?
With 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
2 minutes and 12 seconds, or whatever it is.
Yeah, the only dig I have on Rodgers, and that is I thought he could have scrambled a little bit on that 3rd down.
But here's what I'm gonna change this up on you.
Yeah.
Take into the portion of you haven't scored that touchdown.
Yeah.
You run that ball and don't get it in the end zone.
Uh-huh.
You have fucked your 2-minute warning.
You have.
It's over.
You have, and I thought about that.
And I'm gonna keep going here because everybody looks at that still.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to score on that play.
No, he's not. And I didn't think he would. I did not think he would at all.
At best, he's going to get to the 4-yard line.
Yes.
At best.
Yes.
Everybody thinks, it's wide open. It's like, well, there's cornerback and linebacker there at the goal line. And Jason Pierre-Paul
is chasing you down.
What's the distance between the hashes in the NFL?
20 yards, 25 yards. Maybe.
Is it?
Yeah. Or no. Oh, no, the hashes. No.
Hashes.
Oh, 5 yards.
5 yards?
5 yards, yeah.
So, because Aaron Rodgers is on a hash, Jason Pierre-Paul is on a hash.
Uh-huh.
Jason Pierre-Paul is at full speed running and is 3 yards ahead of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I know Aaron Rodgers is athletic.
Mm-hmm.
I think Pierre-Paul can chase him down, though.
Yeah, get him on the leg.
And he's already on the angle.
Yeah.
So everybody that says that he should have ran it in for a touchdown, he was never going to fucking make it.
And I never thought he was never going to score on that. In my head I was thinking, 2 plays, obviously, because I'm going for it on 4th down.
Right.
If he goes in there and he scores, okay. And if he doesn't score, okay, that's fine. I still have my 4th down. And I know the 2-minute warning thing, but that's my chance I'm taking. Yeah. If he doesn't, and the play happens the way it happened, and he dropped it, now I have a little bit more room still. I don't have to, try to run something with 4 yards.
Right.
But you have to go for that. You have to go for that.
And everybody's making that argument too. Well, even if he got tackled, that would put him less than 5 yards, and then they'd go for it. Hey, you're going for it either way.
You're because
okay. Here's where we are. You kick the field goal. You have to have them do exactly what Tampa did, which is fuck up.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't kick it. Something wrong with Mason Crosby. You can't get it to the end zone. It just, something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that return should have taken 2-minute warning.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you fucked up and you dropped down early, which I'm sure he was told to do.
Yeah.
Just didn't burn enough time.
Yep.
Okay. Well, then you give up everybody. It's 2:02.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way Tampa Bay is running the fucking ball on that 1st down. There's no way. There's no reason to not pass it.
It's going to stop either way.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So you throw a 9-yard pass. Now you have to jump the fuck off sides.
Exactly. To stop
not burn, All right, so that's your scenario. So if you go for it and don't get it, you're in the same fucking scenario that you're in.
Exactly.
Because you still got to score a goddamn touchdown.
Yeah.
It's not like you got to get the ball back and kick a field goal.
Nope.
If you score the touchdown and miss a 2-point conversion, you're in the same fucking way, except now you just need a field goal.
Yeah. I don't know.
So I don't now. Everybody said, "Well, leave that Brady take him down and score." Okay,
then you live with it.
You
did
but that also gives you the chance if that's if that's their thought to go down and score.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now that's better for you on the clock because you don't have to burn your timeouts if they're incomplete passes.
Yep. Yeah.
So the whole,
I honestly have no. I mean, it was almost like he was, and he wasn't, but like he was trying to lose.
And that's the other thing of I had the thought of, the 3 plays. One, you called the plays because you're a play caller.
Yep.
Did you run your 3 best plays? Because it didn't feel like
you did. No. He didn't run his 3 best plays when they were in the red zone 3 times.
No.
He didn't.
And so you weren't paying attention to that. So I understand you kick the field goal. Hey, we can stop them. And then if we can get a touchdown, we win the game.
Exactly.
All right. Okay. I'll even let you say that that's a sound scenario that you're in there. But when you kick the ball off, it's Tom fucking Brady.
Yeah.
On the other side.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
What?
I don't know, man.
Well, this guy will choke. He doesn't know how to win.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, all right, yeah. So we got rid of all that, and we know the ending, how it ends. Then the press conference, people are shitting on him because he's pouting. Who the fuck thinks about their future? That is the most rigged question, loaded question that anybody can ask. Well, what's your future? He doesn't fucking know his future. If he wants to leave,
he doesn't have control of it.
Yeah. If he wants to leave,
they drafted another fucking quarterback.
Exactly. If he wants to stay, he can stay. Who? Yeah.
He's not retiring.
After he lost. I guess I'll come back for another year.
Because here's one. You tell now. I mean, Green Bay didn't really make trades and stuff, but they draft the quarterback that they like. Now I don't know what they've seen in practice, but if you're telling me somebody comes in with the King's ransom deal and offers like 4 number 1s and a number 2 for Aaron fucking Rodgers, that they wouldn't take that.
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
And then people are like, well, and I've still seen articles running today that were like, oh, it's getting worse in Green Bay. He wants out.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, did you not? He just did a 40-minute interview yesterday that said no.
No, that's not what it is at all.
He said, I don't want to go anywhere, but it's not in my control. I signed a contract. They own my rights. So if they tell me I have to go somewhere else, that's just the way the fuck it goes.
And, for the people who do, I just hate that shit.
I mean, and I understand it's clicks.
Yeah.
It gets clicks.
Exactly. And it's just ridiculous that not just him, but athletes get treated like that sometimes. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Like you said, it's a contract. If they want to trade him, they can trade him. And then you can make up your rumors of, well, they traded him because he was unhappy.
Yeah.
But then probably they lost. Who goes into an interview after they lose and is happy?
15 minutes later.
And is happy.
Yeah.
Who does that? And I remember after after Cam Newton lost their Super Bowl and they were interviewing him and he was mad and they're like, oh, he was they called him a sore loser.
Who's happy?
Who's happy after they lose?
Maybe that's what's wrong with you people is you are okay losing.
Yeah. Exactly. What's wrong with that? He's mad. He just lost. And he knew what was on the line. It's probably one of his last couple chances to get to the Super Bowl.
I don't think a lot of people understand because a lot of people grow up in the Tom Brady where he makes the Super Bowl every other fucking year.
Yeah.
I don't think they understand
how fucking
that
hard
you just don't get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I don't think you understand with a shitty team the fact that the Packers made it to back-to-back NFC championship games, how crazy that is.
Exactly. And if they would have done any scouting last year, they probably beat the 49ers.
Here's one for you.
They run the ball.
Well, they couldn't stop. It didn't matter, their defense. But
I know.
Again, second year in a row with the same goddamn team.
Yeah.
7 draft picks.
Mm-hmm.
A.J. Dillon is the only draft pick to play a single snap in the playoffs.
Yeah.
How's your front office doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Our defense needed help, didn't get that. Could have used another weapon, didn't get that. But we got the future quarterback, maybe. That's not even good enough to be the backup.
Exactly.
He didn't even dress for the fucking game.
Nope.
So what?
Yeah, I tell you what, though, they hit on that A.J. Dillon pick. I was judging it at the beginning. Not bad.
I understand that pick because...
that's what he likes to do.
Well, I mean, you need a running back, and they're not signing...
No.
They got a free agent.
Yeah.
I mean,
both of them are. Yeah.
So maybe you can sign one. Probably aren't signing either.
Probably not. If you're signing one, you're signing Williams.
Yeah.
You're not going to want to pay Aaron Jones what probably he thinks he deserves. But that's one thing. And I tell you what, I was big running backs don't usually do well unless you're Derrick Henry. He's proven he can do okay. These
but he's
couple
also
games.
proven that if you're not in the lead, he's worthless.
Yes, exactly, because that's just how it goes.
Welcome to the league.
Yeah, the people that just shit on him, and I want to flip it around. What if he wins that game?
Yeah.
What if he wins that game?
Yeah.
Are you going to ask him what his future holds then?
No.
Nope. What if Tom Brady loses? Are you going to ask Tom Brady what his future is?
That'll be the first question.
Yeah. Why?
Actually, that'd be the first question either way. Because it's hey, you lost. You going to hang him up now?
Yeah.
Hey, you won. You going to ride off in the sunset on a win? The John Elway thing.
Yeah.
I feel like he thinks he can win again.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to try to do that.
When John Elway ran off in the win, he shouldn't have came back. He was done. He got drafted in 83. He was done.
Yeah. And had, been beaten up.
Been beaten up quite a bit.
Yeah, it just,
Yeah, I mean,
it's weird. I never understand, they just shit on that of
yeah.
And that's, I know I mentioned that Michael Lombardi a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because you just don't hear GM or former GMs talk.
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of, and he was just very hard on it. It's because you lose that game with these decisions because the NFL is hiring play callers.
Yeah.
Nobody's managing the game.
Uh-huh.
Nobody has a head fucking coach to go, no.
No, that's stupid.
Here's the time frame. This is what we're doing. This is what we're,
Yeah.
Stop calling the plays
and
coach the team.
100%. 100%.
That's why I'm all for. I mean, people shit on it at the time with the Giants and their hire.
Yeah.
Fuck, special teams coaches do pretty goddamn well.
John Harbaugh won a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Pretty good teams.
Doesn't
call any of the plays.
Look at the teams who are always a 10 to 12 plus win season or team. There's not many head coaches who call those plays.
No.
Belichick, Tomlin. Look at Bruce Arians. Not saying he's the best head coach, but he's not worried about offense, defense. He's worried about coaching the game.
Yeah.
He's an offensive guy because he was an offensive coordinator, but he lets Byron Leftwich call those plays.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just there to manage the game.
I shit on Bruce Arians for his offense. I mean, because it's not great. If you don't have the perfect quarterback, you got a fucking problem.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly. So his offense is the issue, but the play calling's not.
No.
I mean, it's just what he's guys calling his offense.
Yeah.
So you can shit on the whole scheme of things, but he's managing the game as well. Okay, Andy Reid's probably the only exception so far, and we don't know how much Bieniemy does call the plays. No, that's never really been said.
I have heard quite a bit on multiple sources that Eric Bieniemy hardly calls any of the plays.
Okay, so then
I mean, that may be true or that may not be
false,
true.
But your only exception is Andy Reid, who just last year got to a Super Bowl or won a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He was with the Eagles and they got to one.
Yeah,
but so it's you got to manage the game, like you said. It's a different level. It's not college where you can do both. It's not. It's just not.
Somebody's got to pay attention to the situation, the feel of the game, and the time on the goddamn clock.
Yeah,
because they mess it up all the time, and it costs them games. All right, so Brady's going to
10.
Yep. Which now that he's off did the Patriots ever go to a Super Bowl before him?
They lost to the Bears in 85.
A Super Bowl?
In 85, yeah.
Okay. And I think that's the only one they went to without Tom.
I think so.
So now Tom is tied for the most.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's tied with the Patriots for the most Super Bowl appearances by himself against their whole team, their whole franchise history, and nobody else even close. So you got that going for you. That's probably pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. No shit.
All right. You want to move on to the AFC game?
Yeah.
Okay. We both picked the Bills in this, and I think that was kind of more of a...
We want them to win.
I kind of want them to win. Yeah. Maybe go against what everybody thinks.
Yep.
I don't have a lot to say about this game. Obviously, the Chiefs are very good. Chiefs are very good. But what I have to say about this game, on your first possession, it's 4th and 3 at the 47, and you went for it and you got it. And then you went down there and kicked a field goal.
Mm-hmm.
And then later, I believe you kicked 2 more field goals?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't know.
At what point in time is 3 points going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs?
Yep.
At that time frame, I don't know that they'd punted yet.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd only scored touchdowns, and maybe they kicked a field goal, but which is fine because they had the lead.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I don't understand that. Of like, if you're being aggressive at midfield, why are you not aggressive inside the 10?
I know.
At what point in time is now if it's late third quarter and you're only down 3, kick the field goal.
Yeah, for sure. And I think if the Chiefs are clicking like they usually do, I think all fourth downs, unless you're on the other side of your field, I think all fourth downs are goable.
Yeah.
Because you have to score.
Yeah.
You have to score. Because you can slow them down. You're not going to stop them. You know, if you can make them punt 5 times, you've probably done a pretty good job defensively. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to be able to go for it on those fourth downs to score. You know, and I know McDermott came out and said he was just trying to get points, but you were so aggressive on that first drive that it just made it seem like you were just backing off. You know, if you wouldn't have, and we can say if you wouldn't have went for it on fourth down those 2 times on your first drive, okay, you were trying to get points, you were playing it smart.
Yeah.
But you went for it, so you were obviously willing to do that.
And we're trying to get points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you're not trying to get enough points.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole point.
Yeah. Exactly.
Did you think they weren't going to score?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that, I hate when that happens.
I know.
You're just not.
Yeah.
You're just not even. It's like you're not trying. Like you had this game plan and then you didn't pull the trigger.
Pretty much. Yeah. The pause on this game. What year was Brady drafted? Do you remember? Was it before or after 96? This is his 17th season.
After.
So they got, it was, or Brett Favre's only Super Bowl win was against the Patriots. So they've been there 2 other times.
They've been there. Okay, so he's behind them.
Yeah,
then.
he's behind them. That sucks, you know.
What a loser.
Yeah, what an idiot. But yeah, I mean, go back to the Bills-Chiefs game. I don't know what your game plan was. It seemed like you were aggressive, and they've been aggressive pretty much all year.
Yeah.
You got to be, you got to match what they're doing. I just don't get it. If you're going to lose aggressively.
Yeah.
Don't play to not lose. You know what I mean? Just go fucking play to win the game.
Because here's the other thing. You go for those on fourth down and those fourth and goals that you're kicking field goals and don't get them.
They got to drive how many fucking yards to get,
Even that. Yeah. We're talking about after the game in the press conference. You lose that game, you don't get those points and things. Like, hey, coach, did you ever think about kicking field goals? He goes, it's the fucking Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, exactly.
Felt like we needed to score touchdowns.
Exactly. We didn't get them.
All of you wrote the day before that field goals won't beat them.
Yeah.
So don't ask me why I didn't kick field goals. Yeah, you know the answer.
Exactly. You can go out with, a good conscience. You're not second guessing yourself. It doesn't matter what decisions you make. If they're scoring 7 and you're scoring 3,
not gonna happen.
You're not winning. If I can tell myself that I tried my best to get 7 as well, then you're good. You don't have to second guess yourself. Oh, maybe I should have kicked the field goal in this drive, down 10 or down 14. No, go for it because you've already proven that you can and you will. So go do it.
Yeah, that's really all. There's not a lot to talk about in that game. Besides, the Chiefs are really good.
They are. They're really good. And we'll wait till next week to talk about the Super Bowl. But I just feel like, I don't know. I honestly have the feeling that, like, are the Chiefs unstoppable? Like, I know they've been beaten.
It's one of those things, and I'll say it this way of, like, obviously all their fucking weapons.
Yeah.
Sammy Watkins is probably going to be back.
Yeah, I know.
And you just go, this is just, how do you stop them? And then you look over at the other team's weapons.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking good themselves.
Yeah, because Antonio Brown will be back for that Super Bowl. Yeah.
Now, I mean, the Bucks are just now putting it together.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I just, I mean, it's going to be something. Now, I know the Chiefs are an early favorite, but
yeah, how could they not be?
Yeah,
but that's a funny thing. As soon as Tom Brady signed in Tampa, everybody goes, "Well, it's fucking Chiefs Buccaneers."
Yeah, I know,
and that's what happened.
I know, it's crazy. Well, my wife goes, "I'm glad." Their family likes Tom Brady. And she was like, "Oh, I'm glad they were really writing him off at the beginning of the season." I went, "No, they weren't. Everybody picked them to win the Super Bowl before the season started." She goes, Well, they were shitting on him during the season. Yeah, because he wasn't playing well. Tom Brady football, you know?
But so, Tom Brady said, like, season doesn't start till December.
Exactly.
All you have to do is not fuck it up getting there. Sorry if you're wondering that. I got a cramp in my fucking hammy.
I figured.
And it was like I was trying to stretch out and not kick you in the nutsack. Or maybe I should have.
Maybe you should have. I don't know. It's kind of chilly in here. They're kind of up in me.
Shriveled up a little bit.
Yep.
And that, it'll be an interesting talk because I'll go 5 different fucking directions on how that game's going to go.
I know it's going to be awesome.
And everybody's going to say, I mean, I'll tell you what, man, fucking Tampa's defense, they get after you.
Yeah.
Here's one. Okay. Let's flip back to the Packers game. Is Aaron Rodgers got hit and sacked more than anything.
Yeah.
Can we call a play where maybe the running back chip one of those guys?
Yeah, I know it.
You know the best left tackle in the game got fucking injured. He wasn't playing.
Yeah, quit blocking one-on-one.
Your backup's trying to, Jason Pierre seemed to be getting to the quarterback regularly.
Yeah, the other guy across the way.
Same way.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Is getting there. Led the league in sacks last year.
Maybe bring Tunyon in tight, and before he goes out for a route, just have him hit him.
Yeah, exactly.
Half a second.
Half a second.
Just
get him off his route, you know? I don't get that either.
But, you know, the good thing is they'll probably make another run, make it pretty close to back to that, and they'll do nothing to make their team better.
Who? The Packers?
Packers.
Yeah, for sure.
They'll do nothing to make their team better.
No.
You're going to have 30 years with 2 of the best ever.
And win 2
and you're going to have 2 Super Bowls.
Yep. I tell you, I want Aaron Rodgers to leave.
I do too. I'm starting to feel like with the Matthew Stafford thing of like, well, he's on great teams. No. He's making them great.
Exactly.
He's not on great. He's on good teams.
I just want the Packers to feel what it's like to not be successful.
Right.
You know, oh shit, we had a good.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have helped him out. No fucking shit.
Yeah, there's like 8 teams in the NFL that have a quarterback, and you've had one for 30 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go through the stages of trying to draft one and going, fuck, this guy's not the guy.
Exactly. Yeah. Do that for hell. I'm not used to it. You know, I mean, and I'm fucking pissed, you know? It kind of makes me mad that you don't help your guy, you know? It's just, I mean, I compare it to, you know, the Bengals. You know, he's a young guy, but you obviously know that he's going to be there. He's the guy. He's proven that already. Dude. Go out and get him help. You know, do whatever they can to get him help. How many people did, you know, the Patriots get to help fucking Tom Brady? They went and got Wes Welker. They went and got Randy Moss. They had fucking Deion Branch. You know, they had Tim Brown. They had a bunch of fucking guys to help him out. They had Gronk. They had, you know, they signed Martellus Bennett so they could have a 2 tight end set, so you couldn't guard those 2 tight ends. You know, then you had Aaron Hernandez. They went and got people for him, and then when they wanted to switch shit up, they got running backs to do the screen pass. You know, the screens. They got Edelman. You know,
well, just look at it this year. He's looking at Tom Brady switching teams, goes down to Tampa. They pull Gronk out of retirement, sign him. They sign Antonio Brown. They sign Leonard Fournette, who everybody said,
yeah,
kind of a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
Leonard Fournette has been a stud these last couple weeks.
I mean, you sign LaShawn McCoy, but okay, he's at the end. Obviously, he's just chasing rings, but you know he's still.
But it's something. He can do something.
Yes. Now he hasn't had to because Rojo and Fournette have been doing well, but yeah.
But it's like, oh, they're doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I guess we signed Funchess.
Yeah.
And he opted out immediately.
Immediately. He was waiting a contract so he could opt out. Yeah, I don't get it. I really don't get it. How are you?
I think that's just their thought process is they make these moves so they can be 10-6 every year and make the playoffs.
Yeah.
They don't really make moves to win.
Uh-huh.
They make moves to be relevant.
Yeah. Which
is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But man, it sucks.
I'm just saying,
it sucks if you're the quarterback or you're a stud player for that team.
Yeah, I look at it with Brett Favre's weapons and even Aaron Rodgers' weapons early in his career. You know, fucking Greg Jennings, Donald Driver, Jordy Nelson. You lost all of those guys, and you replaced them with one.
Yep.
You lost 3 guys who were studs, and replace them with one guy.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I really don't.
I'll tell you what, man. If you're coaching in college, or in high school, you're a high school guy.
Yeah.
Not that they could do it, but if you're not having your wide receivers watch Devontae Adams get off the ball.
Yeah.
And it's more in college, too, of like the fact if you can get your guy trained to get off the ball without using his hands, that's so much more important.
Yeah.
So much more important. Well, you can shove him. Well, that guy can also grab you, and they don't always call that.
No.
So
don't get close to him.
You're giving him a hand to grab.
To grab.
And they rarely call that at the line of scrimmage.
No.
Rarely.
Yeah.
So
he's got to
feel like you need
down.
to be working on that.
Yeah.
Like the foot thing's a big deal.
Mm-hmm. I just it does shock me that they don't try to get him help.
And they won't.
No, they won't. I mean, and that's why I want him to leave, because I want them to, one, learn their fucking lesson. Hey, if we got somebody, let's get him something.
No.
You know, and two, I just want, I kind of, not necessarily the Brady thing, because he obviously had success with New England and won a bunch of Super Bowls, but it's like, you know, come back, you know, we miss you, you know, it's one of those things.
And that, you know, with where they're picking, they'll draft a late round defensive back.
Yeah, something like that.
That's what's going to happen.
Something like that. Something stupid.
I feel like it would have been, you know, if Olave came out, he could have been sitting there.
Could have been,
That'd have been all right.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe start thinking about, with Olave, the way that went with him coming back. I started watching these games in the NFL and then kind of watch what he did in college of like, I don't know that he's ready for the NFL.
Uh-huh.
And maybe it's to come back and work on stuff like getting in and out of routes and stuff like, you know, of like, hey, man, everybody's fast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, I think maybe you need to refine your skills because you're going to be a first round pick that, like a Paris Campbell.
Yeah, exactly.
That of like, you're small, but you haven't learned how to not get hit and how to not. I mean, that's kind of a big deal in the NFL. If you're a small guy,
for sure,
you kind of have to learn how to get it and get down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
should be a fun Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Fun Super Bowl.
And we didn't even talk last week about the fights that were coming up, and then obviously they happened.
Yeah, and Poirier knocks out
what a
McGregor.
Fucking shit show.
The fight or
not the fight? The fight was awesome. I loved the fight.
All right.
I'm a Poirier fan.
I know.
I mean, I like McGregor. Everybody likes McGregor, but I'm beat American.
Yeah.
Poirier fight. I just like, you know, he's a Louisiana guy, and he's very adamant about, you know, I do it for, you know.
Yeah.
Just trying to give ESPN your money should not be a fucking problem. I missed the first two.
Oh, really? Because I
missed the first two fights. Couldn't buy the pay-per-view.
Why?
It was down.
Oh, my God.
Massive.
Yeah.
If you were on Twitter at around 10 o'clock.
You're right. I do remember seeing shit.
Oh.
Yeah. I do remember seeing stuff
it's like
now.
half the fucking country couldn't see the fights. Paid $70 or whatever it is. Plus, I got to be a member of the, you know, it's already $5 a month. So, paid $70 for 5 fights, and I only got to see 3 of them because it took I couldn't buy it. You know, I keep trying. It was like 10:40,
really,
and it started at 10.
Yeah,
and they knew they had the added. It's like in boxing, like Floyd Mayweather fights.
Yeah.
You'll have that happen. They get this rush.
Yeah.
And it'll go down. They'll delay the fight until they can get that shit fixed.
Exactly, yeah.
Fucking keep steamrolling on. And it's, well, you know, the fighters or whatever is like, yeah, it was 9 o'clock in the morning in Abu Dhabi. It's not like they were keeping them up till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have liked to seen the fights that I paid for.
Yeah. Yeah. What were the, you know?
The numbers?
No. The fights that you missed, were they good? I mean, were there anybody else on the card? I mean,
it was one. Yeah, the fucking women started it off with an upset fucking knockout that also was controversial because the goddamn referee came in and got too close, so they thought they stopped. So basically knocked her out twice.
Yeah.
So that was fuck up. And then the next one was a decision. Then it got into you know, the co-main event, Michael Chandler. Fucking tattooed old Dan Hooker.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know, because Hooker took his gloves off and threw them in the ring. Usually that means you're retiring. I haven't heard anything from that of like, But dude, like you're still like top of your game. You're not that old.
Yeah.
Of like because Poirier beat him.
Uh-huh.
Now Michael Chandler, he was in Bellator his whole career and was the champion, and like nobody could fuck with him.
I got
like
in Bellator, you mean?
In Bellator, so he became a free agent of. If you want to be the best, you kind of need to be in the UFC.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, he's a stud.
Yeah.
And, well, I mean, Dustin Poirier fought Dan Hooker and it went to a decision.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, I mean.
Yeah.
But then you get into the Poirier-Conor. I mean, Poirier beat the fuck out of him in that second round.
Yeah, that's what I
That first round, though, Conor staggered him.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if Conor... Because you could tell when and I don't know that Conor knew it.
Okay.
Obviously
you mean like if he
watching
could have got like a combo in there?
He hit him with a left, and you could see Poirier was kind of where 3 years ago, I think Conor ends that fight right there.
Gotcha.
Like he
jumps on him.
He would have jumped on him.
Yeah.
And then getting to the second round, those fucking lower calf kicks, man. God. You can see Conor had a dead leg.
Yeah.
Like it just wasn't moving right.
That is and I know it's such a killer move, but it just feels so like fuck. You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying it's a bitch move because it's a smart move, but it's just like quit kicking me in the leg. You know what I mean?
It's
like,
also a very risky move.
Yeah,
because obviously you have to. I think a lot of people they don't think if you don't watch a lot of fighting or you don't pay attention to what they talk about. I think a lot of people think about kicking as in you'd be kicking a ball.
Yeah,
of like. You're not kicking that leg with your foot. You're kicking it with your shin.
Uh-huh.
So if they check that,
that
means they turn their leg out and you kick their shin.
Yeah.
And you both kind of suffer for that. And that's where you see those broken legs happen and shit like that.
Yeah.
If they back up a little bit, you kick them with your foot and you possibly break your foot. So it's like people say, well, it's kind of a bitchy thing to do. You just keep kicking them in the leg. Like, that's very risky.
Yeah.
Like, you break your foot,
you're done.
Kind of got a problem there.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, there's some risk to it, but you could see, I mean, just like you could see him putting his weight on it. It's like, it ain't nothing here. It's like, like these calf muscles are dead.
Yeah.
And then he got clipped, and then the right hand he ate. Like he kind of ducked down, like he was getting under one, and he stepped right in, hit him right on the top, right under the nose, under the top lip, just kind of which is just
he's like
game over.
Yeah.
But again, people shit on Conor. Well, he's so cocky and stuff. Every time he's lost, and you can say the Khabib thing because the melee afterwards, he didn't start that shit. He was sitting there. But every time he's lost, it's like, hey, shout out to them. They did a great job.
Yeah.
I'll take this. We'll take a look at it. I'll get better. I'll be back. He's always very respectful.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't shit on the guy.
No.
And he hadn't fought in a year.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't book him because there weren't any fans and they didn't want to lose money. Now there's a conversation. They didn't book Conor because they didn't want to lose a live gate.
Yeah.
So they let him sit for a year. And you sit him in with Dustin Poirier, who's been active, and is a motherfucker.
Yeah,
probably had Khabib in the most dangerous position.
Poirier.
Yeah. Probably. I mean, I don't know. He was never close to winning, but he had him in a move that could have won the match.
Yeah.
And you throw him in there with him, so you didn't want to lose money. Then you throw him to a dog.
Yeah.
And you probably lost $50 to $100 million by getting him beat.
Yeah.
So probably should have just made the 3 fights that he wanted to do over the summer.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't understand that.
I don't either.
Guy wants to fight.
Let him
Book
fight.
him a fucking fight.
Exactly.
Like, I understand, like, you gotta, the fight booking things, it's a real problem because, it's Conor McGregor. Like, you can't put Conor McGregor up against a 10th ranked guy because it beat the fuck out of him. It's not safe for that guy. So you got to still keep him up at the top.
Yeah.
But guy wants to fight.
Exactly. I mean, the amount of... I watched more UFC fights over the pandemic than I ever have in my life.
Oh, yeah. They're awesome.
So
human cockfighting.
Yeah, but it's... Put McGregor up there? How many people fucking watch the the Ferguson fight and the Gaethje fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it got a lot. That was a great card.
Yeah.
You throw McGregor
and
on that card?
Nowhere near.
No. Nowhere
I mean,
near.
with all the shit problems they had.
Yeah.
I mean, Dana came out afterwards and said it's top 3 all time, which are all McGregor fights anyway.
Exactly.
Like the top 5 pay-per-views are all McGregor fights. So I feel like you should keep doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes sense.
But now I don't know what you do with him because he beat Poirier. Now Poirier's beat him. Do you run it back and just throw a belt at it? Because he kind of said that afterwards. Or these 2 best guys in the division might just run it back.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, no, I think maybe Conor doesn't. Maybe he goes fight Nate in that trilogy because that, that's one that if he loses that, nobody gives a fuck because he could still come back. And then they said, I think you got to give Oliveira a shot at Poirier, because just consider Khabib gone and they'll take the title.
Yeah.
And they keep throwing these out. Oh, maybe it's this or maybe Michael Chandler now that he gets this big win.
Yeah.
And I'm going, hey, did anybody like Justin Gaethje still fucking exists, right?
Yeah, I know.
He lost one match and it was to fucking Khabib.
Yeah.
I mean, he beat the fuck out of Tony Ferguson.
Yeah,
we all forget, but nobody's talking about him.
Yeah, I know.
Like, we all forget about that?
Yeah.
Like that guy doesn't crack?
Uh-huh.
I mean,
I'm
going to tell you what, Poirier's beat him before.
Gaethje?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Gaethje's better now, but they both crack.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see that
they both
fight.
fucking go after each other.
Because
Yeah.
they're both just like, oh, you just want to swing?
Yeah. Okay.
Let's do that.
Yeah. Fucking street fight, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are always good.
Stipe signed his fighting in March, fighting Francis.
Oh,
so
fighting in
that
March.
coming.
That one
coming.
I might watch that one, yeah.
I love Stipe.
I do too. And that Francis,
oh,
that is a massive human.
he's scary motherfucker.
He is a scary. And then he gets in there and talks with his French accent. I'm like, you don't. You're scary as hell. You would murder me with
one
punch. I feel
like you should have a crazy deep voice.
Yeah. Yep, and he's got the French accent.
Who's the guy? The actor that was in Green Mile.
Oh, Michael Clark Duncan.
That deep.
That voice. Yeah.
Like I feel like that's how he should talk.
Yeah, exactly. Like, sorry, boss.
Yeah. Well, I shouldn't say that. And it's 2020.
Sorry, 2021.
2021. Yeah. Right.
Can't say that.
Shouldn't even have said that in 2020.
Yeah.
Where you're removed of when you should have been allowed to say that. That's the one thing I did watch. It's still kind of a sports thing. Is I finished the Tiger Woods documentary.
Oh, did you?
It was okay.
I think I'm on episode 2.
There's only 2.
Then I haven't. Then I finished it. Yeah.
I think there's only 2.
Is there? I thought I don't know. I did not finish episode 2. I think I went to bed, but
yeah, I think there's only 2.
Gotcha.
It felt like I've only watched 2, and it felt like that was the end of it because they showed highlights of him winning the Masters a couple years ago. I feel like that was kind of the end of it.
That seems like it. Yeah.
Obviously, you know what happens if you haven't watched all of it, anyways. But I feel like after watching that, there's always a debate: him or Jack. Him or Jack. Who's the best ever?
Yeah.
After watching that, kind of getting that synopsis of what was going. It's fucking Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
If you're banging that many side pieces and being the most dominant not athlete, but he is an athlete, but of your sport, you're the best.
Yeah.
I don't think Jack was knocking down that much trim in his heyday.
I don't think so either.
I mean, Tiger Woods was slamming it.
Yeah.
And I started to think, like, the first one that they kind of caught him banging, that hostess from Perkins.
Yeah.
I used to spend a lot of time in Orlando.
Okay.
Isleworth's in Orlando.
Okay.
I mean, it's at that area.
Yeah.
I'm probably pretty convinced. I've been to that fucking Perkins. And I was in Orlando every winter in that time frame.
Nice.
Of like, I wonder if I seen that girl that Tiger Woods is hosing.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, that's just wild to me of like, yeah. And everybody says Waffle House. He's like, well, he's banging chicks from Waffle House. Hey, it's fucking Perkins. We need to calm the fuck down. I mean, I'm not an anti-Waffle House guy. I love some good Waffle House.
Yeah.
Don't slam Perkins.
Exactly.
I fucking love Perkins. I mean, they don't really have them around here, but
you
go down south, you get some Perkins. It's not Waffle House.
And Shoney's.
We used to have a Shoney's.
Shoney. Yeah, we did used to have a Shoney's. Yeah.
I always read that when the Shoney's went out on their board, their signboard out front, it's like, going out of business or closing, whatever it said.
Yeah.
It said closing, thanks Lima. And I always wondered if you take that of like, hey, thanks for the years that we've been here.
Yeah.
Or we're going out of business.
Thanks, Lyman.
Thanks, motherfuckers.
So, take it either way you wanted.
I take it as the fuck you guys.
Thanks, Lima, for not coming here. Yeah. That's funny stuff.
That's the way I look at it. But yeah, Tiger slamming all that shit. It's got to be. He's the best. You can't have that kind of juggling going on and still be the best.
Yeah, he's really good at golf.
I didn't know all the stuff about the hookers, but
yeah, I mean that stuff was interesting. And,
I mean the whole Vegas, because that kind of flew under. It's like, motherfucker spent a lot of time in Vegas.
Yeah, like hookers.
I mean,
yeah.
All right.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, funny.
That's I don't know. I haven't seen any of the. I know we're kind of wrapping up the show here. Is when I talk about random shit.
Yeah.
When are they going to start? Because I know Netflix. Obviously, we don't really do the movie podcast anymore because there are no fucking movies.
Yeah.
But Netflix is supposed to release a new movie every week.
Yeah.
When are they supposed to start releasing like the good ones, like with The Rock and shit like that?
The one, I started the one with the
Outside the Wire thing.
Outside the Wire. It's different.
Is it?
It's different. Yeah. I don't know what it's. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like it's okay. There's action. There's guns and shit like that, and war and stuff. But I'm like, what's the point? What are the point of like some of the things that are going on? Like what? Why do we have those things?
I was my thought process, because I haven't started. I've got some time this week. I might start watching, or maybe I won't start watching that movie. But it was on my list of kind of things to do.
Yeah, I think I don't know when the good ones are coming out, but I know that was like the start of them releasing one every week, and I don't know what ones this week is, but.
And my thought being that I was having on that is most of them have to suck.
Yeah.
I don't think you have 52 movies in the can and have 52 really good movies.
Yeah.
Like I feel most of them, like a lot of them going to be shit.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say it because I watched one on a different platform of one of their original movies on HBO Max.
Yeah.
And it's with Seth Rogen. I love Seth Rogen. I think he's funny as shit.
Uh-huh.
That American Pickle.
Where he's like an old guy, right?
Yeah, there's an old guy that's like almost like, well, you probably don't know Encino Man. I don't know if you ever watched that. Brendan Fraser, Pauly Shore.
No.
It's like they found a caveman frozen.
Yes,
they bring,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Shenanigans. He's from a different era. So they kind of do that. Seth Rogen plays both parts.
Gotcha.
Fucking terrible. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
Of like, I watched that and went, I just wasted my life.
Yeah.
Of like, because I keep waiting.
Uh-huh.
Because Seth Rogen movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Of like, there's going to be some funny shit coming.
Yeah.
And I just keep waiting, and it just never shows up.
I know. I mean, even the one with him and Barbara Streisand was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, the open roads. Yeah. What do you... Yeah.
Of like, where... The one with him and Charlize Theron?
Oh, was awesome.
Fucking great.
It was awesome.
That was... I don't know if we had that discussion. I was at the movie theater, and there was an older couple.
Yeah.
And it was basically, they went to the movies because they wanted to go to the movies. They didn't have an idea of what they wanted to see.
Yeah.
I want to say that came out when Deadpool 2 came out.
Okay.
And I think me and my brother were going to see Deadpool, and the older couple asked me.
Yeah.
Because I can't even remember what the movie's called that they're in. It's like a political name or whatever.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, yeah, I think that's supposed to be a pretty good movie. And because I knew it was Charlize Theron, and I forgot that it was Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
I think I sent this old couple in to watch that movie of when he jerked up and spunked in his own face.
Yeah.
And I wonder if those old people, and they seem nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. They could have been murderers. I don't know. I mean, they covered it up well if they were. But I feel like if they're sitting in there going, that motherfucker, you got the people jerking off, but maybe they're an S&M couple. I don't know.
Maybe they like that kind of humor.
They weren't wearing leather.
That's good.
But
that's good.
It was just one of those things of I thought about that. Because I didn't watch it until it was on a streaming platform. I didn't see it at the movie theater.
Gotcha.
But I watched it. And I'm like, oh, that old couple asked me about that movie.
Yeah.
I said I thought it's supposed to be pretty good.
And
then I'm watching going, oh.
That's the bad.
Like, I wonder if they walked out, spent $20 fucking on tickets. That's because it's senior rate, you know?
Yeah.
And of going, that motherfucker.
He told us it was a good movie. Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
For sure, don't go see Deadpool if you're not.
Yeah, if you don't like that kind of stuff.
But yeah, I love when that triggered that. Like, oh yeah, the fucking old couple.
Yeah.
Good for them. I hope they liked it.
I hope they did too.
I hope they talk about it. We watched this movie. This guy came in his own face, jerking off in front of a laptop.
And she stayed with him.
In front of a presidential candidate.
Yeah, presidential candidate.
Oh, shit, man.
That's funny.
I don't know if there's anything else going on.
I don't have anything
I don't have any new books I'm into or anything. I mean, I'm still listening to the same one. It's a long one.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
That's all I got.
Wideside.